when that girl to go on there. Real quick before we wrap up, and I meant to ask you about this earlier, but why are applicants leaning on AI so much? And I'm not even talking about the resume part. Now I'm talking about you got these people advertising these freaking AI tools that's supposed to help them in interviews.
AI apply and all that kind
well,
of
not
stuff.
the AI apply, but you have the people that use the thing that's on their screen where people asking questions, so it's transcribing it for them so they can answer the questions. And the people not realizing like, hey, we know you're using AI because humans don't talk like this and answer questions like this. And we're asking you questions that you really can't answer with AI. And so now between them having to make sure you turn your camera on and know you're a real person and not use a deep fake and be somebody from North Korea, like it's a lot going on, dude. Candidates not know they making it worse for them and everybody else coming after them.
I mean, I think the candidates that it's just like a scammer, right? Like the person that's operating like that don't care. Like it's a volume game. So they just figure, if I run this fake play on as many companies as possible, like I'm gonna get somebody. Like I think that's their mindset. Now that is like the actual job scammer. Like I do now. If you're talking about like just a candidate that feel like I need a little extra assistance, and I'm gonna use this AI tool to kind of like give me responses. I think that could be beneficial if you practice how to use it. I think the issue is like if you're reading verbatim, like you say, like AI usually doesn't spit out something that talks the way you talk, and then like you can easily pick up on. Like I'm sure I use AI every day for my emails. It's baked into my email tool, and I'm sure my candidates or whoever I'm working with can know like when I just kind of told it to draft me something in response to this versus me actually coming across and saying something myself. That's not important because like I'm just trying to get the information across, right? Like I'm just trying to inform you or something versus you got to think about an interview process is you're actually trying to convince somebody that you know these things. And so
that's the whole issue.
And so like if you're just reading that verbatim, it's just like I already don't trust you. Like you don't look like you know what you're talking about, and you might know you might be smart, and so like you're actually using a tool that you don't even need instead of why don't you just prep before you actually come and use AI to just kind of give you kind of like a baseline of topics versus like trying to respond in real time. To me, like that's crazy. I just don't see how that can actually come across. That's like you ask me a question and I'd be like, so what what I'm saying? It's just like,
that's how it was.
It's not natural.
I got a past client. I had referred some people to this role and he was telling me like why the role wasn't closed yet and like they couldn't find nobody. He was like, man, the interviewers told us that they were interviewing people for this role because this role was like a pretty much an IC lead. So pretty much a person on that shift would be the lead. Mm-hmm. He said these people couldn't answer basic questions, but yet they had the perfect resume. And they couldn't even think through different things. So it's like,
I do for you. So
that's the thing. It's like, I tell everybody, hey, I mean, you can try to oversell yourself if you want to, but it's going to backfire on you. I can understand why they want to because it's a very attractive role from the pay and the company and it'll be cool, but you better off just being you and messing up versus
myself personally, I have a fear that and it's not imposter syndrome. I don't believe in that, but I have a fear of, to your point, like I don't never want to put myself in a situation where I lied to get there and then now like I get found out as a fraud. Like that's my fear.
That happens.
Like even if I run the scam and I get hired and then like I'm constantly, having to have one-on-ones with people because it's like, hey, like, you missed this deadline, like this work was shoddy. You didn't respond to this. And like, I'm just looking like a complete failure because I misrepresented myself to get in. Like, to me, it's just like, damn, like I that would be hard for me to bounce back from. It's just, I'd rather, I'd rather be who I am. And they just tell me like, you're not quite, what we're looking for. We need
you're not that guy, pal.
Right. Like, cause then I know I can go work on it and get better. But to kind of, and I'm not even talking about embellishing. I'm talking about like a complete fabrication of who I am. to get in the door. Like, yeah, you're gonna get found out, especially if they're excited about it and they think that if you're getting hired to do something that nobody else in the company knows how to do, and all that is on your shoulders.
But the crazy thing,
you're gonna crash and burn.
But that's why the crazy thing is like, how did you fool the interviewers to get picked for this role? So that's the part of the hiring process thing, whatever. Like I said, recently some of the roles I've had to do, they've had me do like take home assignments or whatever stuff I could have clearly. Well, some of them I really couldn't clearly just cheat on. Like
some people interview very well though. I can't say that, and I think that's the part that's broken in hiring. I feel like there are great candidates that don't get hired because they don't know how to interview. And then there are, poor and mediocre candidates.
Listen,
that get hired because they interview very well.
We know this to be true just growing up with the homies or whatever. You got your homie that's a good guy, but he can't really get the chick because he just don't have a good mouthpiece. And you got the dude who pretty much ain't worth nothing, but he got a mouthpiece and he can get them all.
Right. Because he carry himself different. Like he just got the confidence and he shoot the shots. And that's the thing. Like if you shoot enough shots, like
one gonna go in.
Yeah, one gonna go in, and then also like missing them don't mean nothing to you no more. You know what I'm saying? Versus the person who like, oh yeah, like I tried, I failed, I'm never gonna try again. Like you gonna live in constant fear. And so everybody say it's plenty of, and that's what recruiters try to figure out on those first or second call or however we're interacting with them. Cause and that's the point of the interview process. And as much as I have, my complaints about interviews and how they're ran, I do understand the point because it like if you hire someone that you feel like you've solved the problem, right? Like, okay, like we needed this person, we hired this person, and you thinking I can move on to the next thing. And not only does this person not fix the problem, they themselves become a problem. So now you have two problems. Like that's honestly where a lot of issues come from with people, not trusting companies and recruiters and stuff like that, is because literally they're operating because they've been burned before, and this is going to impact them in a way that they don't want to, they don't want to have to live with. And that's also why some interview processes take so long, because they're scared to make a decision. So they literally they try to share the blame. So they have you meet with all these people so that if you do get hired, one person can't be blamed for, that hiring decision. Like they spoke with 5 different people and we all said yes. And sometimes it's that simple. It's just sharing the blame. But I like I said, I've seen people get hired and it go left real fast. Like as soon as they sign that offer letter, they become a problem. And it's just like, and then you start to look at their behaviors and how they operate, and you can tell like you done did this before. Like you run like this how you operate. Like you've done this before. That, and then it starts to make sense why they did 8 months with this company, a year and 2 months with this company, 4 months with this company. Like you start seeing like, yeah, like you a problem. Like you a consistent problem, and you've gotten good at interviewing, and you probably lied about why you separated from those companies and stuff like that. But your skill set, your experience, your knowledge, and the way you come across, and you probably had some element of attractiveness. Like all these things go into play, right? Like people want to believe that you are as good as you say you are. Like we really do. And so like if you're able to kind of put all that together into a nice formula and sell it to somebody, you'll keep getting job offers. You'll keep fooling the next person. And I think some people honestly have made that their career, right? Versus actually trying to learn the actual skill. Like they've created the skill of like, oh, I'll get hired. I'll get a job, and I know how to stretch it out for at least like 6 to 8 months. I'll stir up some shit and I'll sue them. Like it's literally people out here who do that. Like they've had like multiple lawsuits with like every company they've gone to, because they'll start to claim it's some sort of discrimination, or they didn't get the proper training, or their boss was trying to bully them, and then like I'll know the people that they're accusing of doing these things and be like, nah, that person ain't like that. Like, yeah, they running the play. But yeah, like but that's why people are so hesitant to pull the trigger on those hires sometimes, because as bad as something may be without that person at the company, it can be worse if you hire the wrong person. So I do get it.